Not all non-technical business leaders are created equal. Some push their companies forward, others are holding them back without even knowing it. In this video, I'll help you determine if your approach to tech needs to be rewarded or repaired. Hi, my name is Adam McGowan, Firefield's CEO. My day job is to help non-technical leaders harness technology in order to grow, protect, or spark change in their businesses. And I created Tech for the Exec to do the same for you. In this video, I'm going to take you through 4 examples to help distinguish the helpful from the harmful non-tech exec. So example number 1 applies to hiring a technology resource. So here's the example of how a non-tech exec could be harmful. Their approach might be to hire the resource that appears to have the most experience. Sounds great, right? Tons of experience, totally applicable, makes the most sense, easy, job done, piece of cake. Here's a challenge with that though. The problem is sometimes the most experience doesn't mean it's the most experience specific to you. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because they built this thing you want before, that they built it for you, your unique needs. Particularly as a company that might not be very technical, are potentially very different from the needs of somebody else who might have had the exact same tool implemented or built from scratch for them. So the type of non-tech exec you want to be in this case is one who hires the resource that shows the greatest ability to involve and empower you as a partner. You've got to be incredibly collaborative, and whether or not somebody has the most experience building this specific thing isn't the most important thing. How effective are they at channeling what you need into the product or the implementation that you need built? Okay, example number 2. This relates to choosing software. And imagine a non-tech exec who decides to purchase or build the most feature-rich tool possible. Tons of bells and whistles. Sounds great, right? Everybody gets what they want. Seems like you're going to be able to grow into this tool. Maybe not. So I want to share a version of one of my favorite quotes. This version's from Mark Twain. He said, "I wanted to sit down and write you a short letter, but I didn't have enough time. So I wrote you a long one instead." So what he's saying here is that the ability to do something succinct, something small, tight, well-focused, intuitive is hard. It can be exponentially harder than simply throwing everything in. So what I'm suggesting here is that non-tech execs who can actually challenge themselves to do more with less can be the most effective. The status quo might not be the worst option. There might be ways to do a lot with what you already have. So don't assume that more tech is always better. Challenge yourself to write the short letter. All right, example number 3. This relates to the approach taken to technical projects. So it might seem like a really good trait for a leader to demand a lot of certainty and answers up front. What are we getting? Let's not be surprised. Let's not be misled. Let's cross T's, dot I's. Well, that sounds great, but when it comes to tech, it doesn't always work. Tech is an inherently iterative process. You need to build tools, put them into production, get people working with them, and learn. You've got to iterate over and over and over again. The idea that you demand certainty up front is good. It sets a good tone. It makes sure you sort of get people aligned, but it might never be achieved. Certainty from a tech project on the earliest of stages is incredibly hard to achieve. It can ultimately get you to start off very slowly, very ineffectively, or maybe never start at all. So the hurtful non-tech exec is one who demands too much upfront, too many answers, too much certainty, and the helpful exec is the one who's prepared to iterate and learn. All right, the 4th and final example relates to making decisions around tech. I see non-tech execs all the time who are very cautious and very thoughtful about the way they choose to act and the decisions that they make. They wait till they get all the information, almost a guarantee, before they jump. That can be really thoughtful and really helpful in many scenarios, but it can be a huge detriment when it comes to tech. The reason is that oftentimes doing nothing isn't leaving yourself in neutral, it's putting you in reverse. Tech moves so fast that inaction can often leave you falling way behind. It's not always true, but it very often is. So the very thoughtful non-tech exec is the one who appreciates that no choice is actually a big choice. It can be done thoughtfully, it's oftentimes the right choice, but if the idea that no action is okay and a guaranteed result is what we need before we take the leap, that can be really dangerous. Still think that being non-technical is always a drawback? Click this video to learn how a lack of tech expertise can actually be an asset. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting new videos at least once a week to help you compete and win in an increasingly technical world. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.